Welcome back to the second installment of using bread that I made in my last video and random stuff in my fridge to make a sandwich for lunch. So if you saw my last video, you know that the star of the show is going to be focaccia. And this focaccia turned out like literally perfect. And like I was saying in that video, one of my favorite things to do with focaccia is make sandwiches out of it. Basically, you just slice these guys in half and it's just the most flavorful, perfect bread, and you just crisp it up in the pan. So I'm gonna dive into the fridge, see what I can find for some inspiration. I know we've got a fairly decent amount of leftovers that would go good on a sandwich, so let me go see what I can find. All right, we've got our leftover haul from the fridge. So let me walk through what I got here. Got some pickled onions. There's also some garlic and cilantro stems in there. Also with a little bit of cumin seeds in the bottom. Normally I would use red onions, but we only had white onions at the time. So same thing, but it's just equal parts water, sugar. Got plenty of videos showcasing how to make pickled onions on my channel. Next, we've got some roasted red peppers. These aren't homemade or anything. They're just from a jar that we bought at some point. Found them in the back of the fridge the other day, and I made a sandwich with ham and cheese with these. Unbelievable. Next, we've got some cilantro from dinner last night, just chopped up cilantro. Got some plain yogurt. So this is a big staple that I like to keep in my fridge at all times. And you can make it into sauces. So what I'm thinking with this is going to mix some of this with the cilantro and some of this hot sauce and maybe a little bit of that pickled onion liquid to make like a little kind of crema type thing, but obviously it's not sour cream, but a little bit healthier, much higher protein. Always like having this stuff on hand. And then for our main ingredients, I've got some leftovers from little Taco Tuesday. We've got some black beans right here, and then to finish that off, we've just got this was some like braised beef, just cooked down with like onions, cooked in beef broth. Really basic preparation that you can really do with any kind of meat. It's from the Diana Kennedy cookbook, which I've showcased on my channel several times. But this is basically just, you know, a basic beef filling. It's not, like it is, I guess, slightly Mexican, but it's pretty neutral. But that being said, what we are going to make is a Mexican-inspired sandwich. We're going to be making a torta, except with focaccia. It's the fusion of Italian and Mexican cuisine. So basically what I need to do is lop off a nice piece of this, and then just prep these other ingredients, mainly just the crema. So let me quickly prep these up, and then we'll head over to the stove. Alright, so at the stove, got the griddle set up, and basically what we're going to do is do this torta style, kind of like how they do in Mexico City. So basically what they do is, we've got our bread, but then what we're going to do first is make all our fillings. So I'm going to throw in some of this beef, and then throw in some cheese down and melt these two together. And then once that inside is done, then I'll start toasting the bread. Going to lay down a smattering of these beans, and then we'll hit it with like the crema, some of those peppers and onions. I'll leave a bunch of little text like blurbs on so you guys can know what I'm doing. But yeah, I think I'm gonna put you guys back up top, make this sandwich, and I'll let you know if I make any changes along the way. test time, ladies and gents. Oh, and I did want to point out, so the thing that I did with the cheese and the steak, that's kind of similar to what they call a costra in Mexico City, where basically you put cheese down and you fry it crispy, and then you put the meat inside of it, and then for a kosher, normally you roll the cheese around the meat, but I just kept it flat because it's a sandwich, and then they serve that in a tortilla. But that is one of the most delicious things, so thought I'd kind of recreate that. As you can see, we've got this nice crispy cheese with some beef in there. All right, let's go for the taste test. The texture is why focaccia, I think, is the best bread for sandwiches. Still crispy on the outside when you crisp it up, but then the interior is super light and fluffy, and then you get all the middle ingredients in there. Roasted red peppers, the cheese, the beef, the onions, that little crema in there with the hot sauce, the cilantro. That's a good sandwich. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know what you guys think of this kind of just, I don't know, just like a cooking vlog, just showing you what I'm eating for lunch and things. They're fun to make, but a lot of my cooking, you know, from day to day, especially like lunches, are really just throwing things together from like dinner, like this one, you know. We had a lot of leftover tacos ingredients, but then you make a little of that like yogurt crema, then you have your focaccia. You can turn it into something completely new, completely delicious. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Definitely drop me a like and subscribe if you have. But with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.